judges and friends, we all heard the popular saying that a flap of a butterfly wings in Amazon can cause a tornado in Texas. Does this thought sound too fictitious to be true? Well, here we are today, going through one of the biggest challenges in human history, COVID-19. Remember, we only started with a couple of infections. As of today, 10 million people have been infected, and 500,000 have lost their lives. Doesn't it teach us that small actions can make a big impact? This is not the first time that nature is teaching us this lesson. In fact, when we exploit our wildlife and biodiversity, did we care that this could cause a viral spillover? When we increase carbon emissions, did we ever really care that the small change in global temperature could significantly compromise our wild habitats? And when we waste food, didn't we conveniently forget that nearly 15,000 kids die daily out of hunger? Didn't we forget that hunger and malnutrition could catalyze the impacts of a pandemic? We never expected that our negligence would hit us like a boomerang. We never considered that the challenges humans face on one end of the world could also be ours. This pandemic is the final wake-up call for all of us human beings, for our collective survival. Now, let's think of the butterfly effect in a positive direction. What if each and every one of us took little steps in a constructive manner to make a beneficial butterfly effect? The first little change I propose is to say no to illegal wildlife products. Studies show that illegal wildlife trading has become a big and growing business. Not only is it cruel and ignorant, killing wild animals, but it also generates pandemics, which will ultimately destroy all of us. Remember, we have more than enough food, medicine, nutrition, and apparels today if we are willing to care and share with each other. There is absolutely no need to disturb the wildlife. So, let's stop buying such products, which will eventually stop that industry from booming. The second little change is changing our daily habits to reduce carbon emissions. Why carbon emissions? Well, when we increase carbon emissions through our daily activities, remember, we are all contributing to a rise in global temperature, which means ice flows are diminishing in the Arctic. And polar bears have to swim farther out to hunt for seals. There are thousands of more examples on wildlife becoming climate change refugees. How cruel are we, right? Globally, scientists believe that global warming and habitat loss is associated with spreading diseases from wildlife to humans, such as Ebola, SARS, COVID-19, and many others. We destroy their habitat, and we get the reward in the form of epidemics. The increase in global temperature also means that regions that stay frozen all year long are starting to melt. These regions are called permafrost, a good reservoir for ancient bacteria and viruses. For example, scientists found the 1918 Spanish flu virus in bodies buried in the graves of Alaska's tundra. 4 years ago, a 12-year-old child died, and 20 other people were infected by anthrax in the remote part of Siberia, where permafrost soil had thawed, exposing a corpse of a reindeer that had died 75 years earlier from the same disease. So, every one of us has to act now to minimize global warming. If not, our existence will be under question. So let's try to cut down carbon emissions in every single activity we do in our daily life. How? Let's cut down the use of plastics. Recycle as often as we can. Avoid the use of single-use plastic cups. Take shorter showers, bike to work, and even change our daily food habits and whatsoever possible. The third set of changes I propose is to stop wasting food. Globally, we produce enough food to feed everyone. Unfortunately, 1/3 of the total food produced is wasted. A quarter of that wasted food is enough to feed all the hungry people in the world. So, let's take up the Zero Hunger Challenge and consider someone else's hunger as our own. Wasting food also increases global warming. When you throw one apple away, we are neglecting the 100 liters of water it took to get that apple to its consumer. Wasting food accounts for 3 times higher emission than what all aeroplanes emit. So please, buy only what you need. Friends, we have to bring our compassion back beyond borders, beyond race, and beyond all boundaries. By changing the micro-habits in our daily life, we are reconstructing this Mother Earth as a better place to live. So let's pledge to say no to illegal wildlife products, reduce carbon emissions in every single step in our daily life, and buy only what we need, if possible, from a local market. When we all care for each other and our environment this way, that would create a positive butterfly effect, a far-reaching ripple effect in a positive direction, making this planet a paradise for us and our generations to come. Thank you.